Unethical and egregious. That is how an auditor describes the billing practices of some attorneys representing citizens' property insurance. 8 on your side, senior investigative reporter Steve Andrews got a copy of that audit, and he joins us now in studio. So, Steve, what did you find?
Keith, you might remember when insurance companies were packing up and leaving Florida, Citizens was created by the legislature to provide insurance of last resort for property owners. It is the largest insurer in Florida. Now, this audit finds Citizens' oversight of attorney billing fees just doesn't make the grade, and some of those attorneys may have broken the law. Hurricanes, sinkholes, flooding. 3 big reasons the insurance industry fled Florida, and why the state created Citizens. The so-called insurer of last resort is the only insurer available for many Floridians. Citizens is swamped with claims that are now lawsuits. In 2012, Citizens spent $59 million on lawyer fees. A year later, $72 million. Citizens' internal auditor took a look at a year's worth of legal bills and produced this audit. This audit rips Citizens' management, its oversight, and its procedures. The audit found attorneys hired by Citizens double billed for duplicating work, billed for unnecessary work or work never performed, billed for their time using a more expensive senior attorney's higher billing rate, billed on cases that were closed or settled. The auditor found one attorney billed Citizens in excess of 18 hours a day for 101 days.
All of it is troubling.
None of this sits well with State Representative Dana Young, who's a Citizens policyholder herself.
With the travel expense issues that came up last week, now this audit, it brings to my mind a question of whether we need to look at the bigger picture.
The audit recommended the questionable billing be turned over to the Florida Bar as well as law enforcement for investigation. Citizens President Barry Gilway.
We're still very much looking at the numbers and doing further analysis to determine. We have referred I think the 4 attorneys have been referred to DFS, for their review.
Gilway admits Citizens did not have the proper structure or software in place to properly monitor attorneys' billings.
The government is never better than the private sector at running private enterprises, and this is just another example of why government should not be in the insurance business.
Citizens does business with more than 70 law firms. This audit represents only 3 law firms and 4 attorneys who submitted the most outrageous billings. Now, Citizen tells me it intends to turn this information on them over to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for investigation, but it is yet to do so. Now, Citizens terminated its relationship with 3 of those firms, and then it implemented some changes, then suspended 9 others.
All right, now you're using this word suspended. Does that mean that these law firms, the very law firms that overbilled, could be doing business again with Citizens?
Apparently 7 of them already are. Citizens says those firms revamped their internal billing and auditing systems and agreed to reimburse Citizens for what they overbilled. I don't know about you, but somebody does me wrong, I don't do business with them again.
Well, all right. Well, thank you, Steve. Now, if you want to take a look at some of the other 8 on your side investigations Steve's been working on, you can download the News Channel 8 app. It's an easy way to have that information right there at your fingertips.